Alright guys, and welcome to this brand new live stream. Today we're going to be playing some more Political Process. As I saw before I got into the stream, I did see that someone said, oh, I thought you were talking about the Trans-Pacific Partnership. No, whenever I say TPP, it's always going to be the political process unless I literally make a video about the Trans-Pacific Partnership, and then I call that TPP. That's going to confuse a lot of people. I love acronyms. Anyway, today we are going to be playing as Adam West. We are going to be playing as the ripe old age of 50, and we are going to be playing as the mayor of Quahog. I got a couple of jokes in here for you guys, so I hope you guys do enjoy this live stream. If you have not hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Knox Williams, welcome to the live stream. Welcome to everyone that is joining just now. We are going to be playing again as Adam West, the mayor of the city of Quahog. Oh man, it just makes me laugh thinking about it. Okay, so let's go ahead and get a couple of things set up, and we're going to go ahead and go over some of our presets before we get started here. We're going to be looking at appearance, and I already kind of set that up. Hopefully that looks accurate to the great mayor of the city of Quahog. Epic Idiot, thank you so much for giving me the suggestion to play out of the state of Rhode Island. And as soon as he said Rhode Island, I was like, I'm gonna try something new. We're gonna go ahead and try to play as a fictional character. Technically not fictional, but also fictional. Policy, let's go ahead and look at Adam West's policies. He supports raising the minimum wage. He thinks that government aid does more good than harm, and these things do not have any effects, but we did give him a lot of liberal policies to support, and we also did make him a Democrat. If you guys actually want to have a discussion about what party Adam West you think Adam West is from, definitely do tell me what you think about it. Let's go ahead and look at Adam West's history here. So he is a sleeper KGB agent from 1981 to 2009. He spent over $100,000 of taxpayer money to investigate who stole water from his sink and plants. That was in the year 2000. In the year 2002, he leaped into a toxic waste dump to gain superpowers. And he spent... In the year 2006, he spent $15,000 on a Diggum the Frog statue. $15,000 on one statue made out of solid gold, made out of, again, solid gold. And then in the year 2007, he declared himself mayor of Quahog after Lois Griffin stepped down and then shot 3 men who opposed this move. He was not prosecuted for those actions in the year 2007. Let's go ahead and look at his traits real quick. He's very charismatic, very foolish, irrational, authoritarian, scandalous, and incompetent. Adam West is very incompetent as a mayor of Quahog. And then advanced, he has gained only $1.5 million in his savings, as he has been mayor of Quahog for many years now. And then we're of course going to be playing having our starting position to be mayor. So let's go ahead and hit continue. We're going to be going out of undefined. Oh, let's play undefined. Hell yeah. Connecticut, and then Rhode Island. 1.05 million people out of the state of Rhode Island. I don't think it's a Commonwealth. We are playing in the beta, so we do have a massive amount of independence that we have to fight over whenever it comes to statewide elections. 21% of the state is independent, 36% is Republican, and 43% is Democrat. So we are going to again be playing out of the state of Rhode Island, and we're going to be playing out of Newport County. If you have actually studied the lore of Family Guy, you'll know that Quahog is actually out of Newport County. So we are again going to be playing out of the county of Newport, and then we're going to be playing out of Quahog. Oh my god, I cannot. Okay, so 2015, and then, let me actually go to advanced options real quick. I think we're going to be doing this out of the year 2008. So 2008, and then let me actually look up the U.S. population for the year 2008. And 304 million, so we're going to be 304,158,963. It's going to be a random number after, so this is a round. It's only the 304.1 million that I can actually see. I'm not going to do the exact number, so the last couple of digits I always kind of guess. And then 2008, and then we're going to be looking at debt. We're going to be looking at the debt of the United States. In the year 2008, the United States federal debt, or national debt, was $10.02 trillion. So we're going to come down. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, we need to apply this before I actually go anywhere else. I've always messed up on that part. National debt. So let's $10 trillion. National Treasury. Treasury is updated automatically without clicking the apply button. So a national treasury, I guess that is the amount of money after you pay off the national debt, and then that goes into the national treasury. So again, we're going to apply those options. Oh man, do you do advanced options, like put Georgia very close because I went Dem this year? No, I actually, sometimes I mess with it whenever I start in a different year, so I only change like 2 options. Wait, are you playing the beta? Yes, I am playing the beta. Adam West, it is Adam West, my man. Yes, it is Adam West. Political Whiz Kid predictions, welcome to the channel. I've never seen you here. Even though I just read your, comment just a second ago. We have 17 people watching this. Thank you all for joining me today. So let's go ahead and hit continue. And again, we are playing out of the city of Quahog in the year 2008. So let's hit continue. And we should have a presidential election this year. Gina Douglas. Sounds familiar. And then let's go ahead and fill out our cabinet. So we are going to... this is going to be the fire chief. Let's do conservative. Fiscally, I'm going to pick fiscal conservatives, or libertarians, actually. Very liberal, conservative, liberal, very liberal, social libertarian. We're going to do a moderate. Department of Corrections, Parks and Recreation, moderate. And police chief, Melvin Woodward, he's a liberal. Peter Griffin as chief of staff. Oh my god. I wish I could actually make my own chief of staffs. PG means Peter Griffin. Yes, sir, it does. You just found out what PG stands for, even though it's not even my channel name. Jesus Christ. PG, congrats, 17, and then it drops to 15, and then now to 13. Jeez. Wait, was there an update for this game? No, this is actually the beta. I'm playing out of the beta right now. Moderate, and then liberal, director of communications. Liberal, conservative, and then liberal. Moderate, director of housing. Let's do a liberal there, very liberal, director of city planning. Very liberal, moderate. So this is city planning. Let's do a moderate. Director of public health. Then let's do very liberal. Hey PG, are you playing the beta? Yes, I am. There should be a new beta that's next week. Awesome. Can't wait to try that out. thoughts on abortion? Wow, we're already going into the political subjects, aren't we? Basically, I believe that the government should not have any hand into the assets of, or not assets, but like just decision making of regular everyday people. I mean, that opinion might change in the next couple of years, depending on what happens, but basically my opinion of it right now is that I believe that the government should tell people what to do, but then at the same time, whenever it comes to abortion, abortion is always going to be a special subject. I believe that the government shouldn't tell people what to do, but then I also believe that people who do get abortions should only get it for, honestly, some of the most serious reasons, but then if there's a special case here and there, that should be allowed. So it's kind of weird to walk around that subject. Liberal watershed. Let's do a libertarian in that aspect. Director of Social Services. I'm gonna pick a libertarian liberal, and then let's go ahead and do moderates. Let's do a moderate coalition. We can actually change that in the future. He's changing congressional party fatigue as well. I actually don't think I was. I heard they're going to be adding a gubernatorial map. Ooh, I cannot wait for that. That's going to be awesome. I also asked the game creator for a human player to be able to be picked for vice president. He said it would be planned for the future. Can't wait for that feature. And then we are now mayor of the city of Quahog in the year 2008. Let's go ahead and see what jobs are available. State representative, state senator, U.S. House representative, U.S. senator, and then party chair for the State House campaign committee. I cannot wait for us to run for U.S. Senate as Adam West. That is going to be how we are going to end Adam West's career as a senator from the state of Rhode Island. So again, we are history, and then 2005 to 2009. So it looks like we do have an election next year in the year 2009. So we have to wait for that to come up. Again, his history is a sleeper KGB agent from 81 to 2009. Spent $100,000 to investigate who stole water from his sinking plants, leaped into toxic waste to gain superpowers, spent $15,000 of public money on Diggum the Frog statue, and then declared himself mayor of Quahog after Lois Griffin stepped down, and then shot 3 men who opposed his move. It was not prosecuted for those actions of him committing assault with a deadly weapon on 3 unsuspecting citizens that he governed. How are you able to play the beta? I wish I could play the beta. There is a way for you to do that. Anyone can play the beta. You just have to right-click, go to Properties on Steam, and then it allows you to play the beta then, because there's an option in the properties of it where it says beta, and then if you go to beta and then click that, it'll let you. So let's go ahead and start proposing some changes to the city. Go to create legislation. Let's go to tax reform. $68 million in tax revenue. And let's go over to metrics. Government approval rating. Looks like we have very high approval ratings right now in Newport County for economy, education, and poverty. Taxation is always going to be an issue for us. Healthcare seems to be a little bit better. Crime, infrastructure. We need to improve infrastructure, definitely. Roads in poor condition, 32%. Rating, 68% approval. They removed the election simulation. Yeah, so you're not going to be able to see election nights except for presidential races in this one. Are you excited for the election night beta? I am actually very excited for it. Which will have a detailed election night. Yeah, I'm very excited for that. Thoughts on pineapple on pizza? Horrible. Liked it at first, but then I could not get into it. Wasn't that fun. City property tax. What are we gonna do here? Oh, actually, what we're gonna do, since we're mayor, we actually need to create a city budget. So we're gonna be able to do that. We are in the hole by about $4.2 million. So we need to figure out a way to get out of this hole. What if we do a income tax? What happens if we do that? Let's do 0.25% for the first income tax rate, 1% for the second income tax rate, and then 1.5% for those in the third income tax rate. Standard deduction, let's go ahead and decrease that to about $500, and we will do personal exemption at $1,000. So we're making $23 million additional dollars off of this city income tax. Max all the way, yes. Just in Adam West style, we will tax the living crap out of anyone that opposes us. I want them to add news organizations covering elections. That would be cool. Family Guy was way better in the early seasons pre-cancellation. I would agree, because I've actually watched some of the earlier shows, and I actually love the earlier ones. They're actually the substance, the jokes that they had, and a lot of the things that they just did in the earlier seasons. I actually really like that. What are your thoughts on free trade? I think that free trade is good, but then there should be restrictions to. I'm not that much of a globalist. I'm actually somewhat opposed to globalism. There are some good aspects of globalism, but I just think the cons outweigh the pros whenever it comes to globalism. So I do think that free trade is good in some aspects, but then bad in other aspects. I think in this next city budget, we'll go ahead and create a tobacco tax. We're going to do that at 50 cents. It's going to gain us about $1 million. What party are you registered with? In the state of Texas, we do not have party registration, so I do not have any registration with one party or the other. So Texas does not have, again, any party registration. Oklahoma actually does, but Texas does not. But AP is right that I do identify as a Republican. I have been voting in every election since the 2016 election, and I've voted Republican ever since then. So if you want to ask me about what my party identifier is, I do somewhat identify as Republican. However, I do it's just kind of like a weird kind of thing. I kind of feel like because I wouldn't say, I guess I'm a Republican because I'm not like a Reagan Republican. I'm not trickle down taxes. I'm not anything like that. But if tax cut comes in, I'll definitely support a tax cut. But Twitter is about to cancel you. I have a Twitter with barely 250 followers. So I mean I've been openly a Republican for a couple of years now, so if they wanted to cancel me, they should have canceled me a couple of years ago. On your next job, run for president, possibly. Adam West for president, anyone? Alcohol tax. Could we raise that? No, I'm not going to do that. We are going to... Let's go ahead and increase that tobacco tax to $1, and that's going to raise $2 million. And then, what if we do city property tax to 1.7%? Do that. That gives us about $19 million. We're still in a surplus, so we're still good. So, public housing, no. Funding for energy assistance programs, social services. Let's go ahead and come over here. Let's go ahead and fund social service programs. We can do $700,000. Actually, budget requests $622,000. So let's do $700,000 for the social services. When is your next live? I'm live right now. Why are you already asking about my next one, guy? Are you pro-life? I wouldn't identify as pro-life. I kind of lean more towards pro-choice. And I know I call myself a Republican, and then I'm pro-choice. I wouldn't say I'm pro-choice either. I would say that I hold more of a libertarian view whenever it comes to abortion. If I were to be specific, I hold more of a libertarian view in the aspect of abortion. I don't think that the government should get involved into the private lives of many citizens, but I also think that the people who do get an abortion, I believe that they should know what they are doing, basically. But you can't really control how people think and all that. So, but then again, I'm somewhat of a male, so I don't really know that, and I can't really say that I can speak for women or anything, so that's why I kind of just stay away from the abortion topic, because for one, I'm not a male, I'm not a woman, and then I just believe that I hold more of a libertarian view whenever it comes to that kind of topic. Sounds kind of cringy, but I don't know. Fire personnel, city attorney, public works, human resources. I'm not a male. I'm not a woman. What are you then? I misspoke. Whatever. What are you then? I'm not even gonna go there. Yeah, that's gonna get me canceled if I make a joke about that. Almost got demonetized there. You guys are infectious with your jokes. And do you support private school vouchers? Again, not really a topic that I am educated on, ironically, since it comes about education. I've done a little bit of research on it. The only thing about private schools is that, and this is the reason why why people go to these kinds of schools in the first place, is because they don't have the same regulations that regular schools have. So on one hand, I believe, and this is the libertarian coming out, I believe that people should be able to do what they want. If they don't want their kid to go to a private school, they shouldn't. But then I also believe that some of those private schools should be able to have at least some sort of accommodations whenever it comes to that, because there's a lot of parents who literally do not want their kids going to public school because they don't want their kid to be identified as special needs. And then so they put them into a private school, and then they don't give them the accommodations that they need as a special ed kid. So it's again, kind of a mixed bag. I hold one opinion, but then the other opinion kind of contradicts it. So I kind of become a centrist whenever it comes to that point. Okay, so we actually were looking at a metric earlier, so I'm going to go ahead and give road maintenance some more money. We're going to be pulling out of the discretionary fund. So let's go ahead and give 3.5 million to road maintenance and 7 million to road construction. That leaves us with over $16.8 million in our surplus. Let's go ahead and submit this budget over to the city council. We have 3 bills that are going through the city council. And then, should I actually check this whenever we were there? We have a Democratic-controlled city council. So city council elections in 2007. Is it 2007? So are we 2000? Oh wait, 2009? We 2007, 8, 9. That's 2 years. Is it city council? No, city council is not every 2 years. It's every 4 years. So you're a Tea Party Republican. If what I'm saying kind of sounds like a Tea Party Republican, maybe? I mean, I wouldn't say that I identify as a Tea Party Republican, but maybe some of my views. I got 0 votes in the last election. This sounds about right with what the history of Adam West actually says. Let me go back. History: Mayor of Quahog declared himself mayor of Quahog after Lois Griffin stepped down and shot 3 men, was not prosecuted. So if you actually go over to go to elections, that actually reflects we got 0 votes in the previous election. So Adam West is literally an authoritarian dictator. AMN, welcome to the live stream. To see you here on a political process live stream, and usually I never see you in these, so everyone welcome AMN, the god of this channel. Look at that little badge of his, start to see how long he's been a member of this channel. Tax alcohol so you can tax the Pawtucket Brewery. Yes, sir. Bro, is there 0 people in your city? Yes. There's no one in the city of Quahog. Alright, let's go ahead and see. Legislation has been accepted by the city council. It will now be sent to the mayor. It looks like they did not amend it, or unless they did amend it. Establishes and begins collecting an income tax, so 0.25, 1%, 1.5%, and then decreases the property tax to 1.7% from 1.76. Let's go ahead and look at the analysis. This legislation will produce a tax revenue of $90 million, an increase of approximately $21 million. Is equivalent to increasing taxes $427 per taxpayer, or expressed as a percentage, 31%. So we did see that 3 Democrats legislation, 0 Republicans supported it, and then 1 Democrat voted against it, along with 1 Republican, the lone Republican in the city council. So the vote total was 3-2, and we will sign our legislation into law. And then let's go to the next dates. Looks like the tobacco tax actually had more of a unanimous decision right there. $1 per $1 per package of cigarettes. Will Wisconsin become safe red by the end of the decade? Hard to say. Really depends on what they do in this next election. If they vote for a Republican in this next election in 2024, it would, I wouldn't say, okay, if you're gonna say by the end of the decade and them being safe red, I'm not gonna say that they're gonna be safe red. They're gonna be a toss-up, at least for the next couple of election cycles, 2024 and 2028. If you're saying by 2028 if they'll be safe red, highly doubt it. I mean, the Rust Belt's gonna be pretty much a toss-up for the next 2 election cycles. Because, I mean, they were safe Democrat from, like, 88 all the way up until 2016. And Trump broke that record streak that they were basically lean to moderate, safe Democrat. So they're going to be at least the toss-up. I would not say that they're going to be safe. Vote on legislation, social services is basically establishes the law, so that is a part of our city budget. 5-0, so that got unanimous support in the city council, so that is awesome to see. Yeah, I don't really play TPP, but it's fun to watch. Yeah, I would definitely say though. I say so. When is the other Power and Revolution episode coming out? Thing about Power and Revolution, I actually had a failure with my computer. My PC component failed on me, and then trying to find something. My PC component actually failed on me, so my motherboard died whenever I was stuck in the state of Florida. That's a long story, won't go into it. And basically, I lost the save file that was associated with that because I had to completely reinstall Power and Revolution. So it's a tough loss. I only got into the month of April, a part of that USA series, so I'm just gonna have to play another game, get up to the month of April, and then continue on as that. So I'm gonna shoot for this coming week to where I will get another episode of the United States out. Most likely by Wednesday to Friday. I will try to have it out by then. Watch the Republican primary debate. We're going to say no to that, but we're only going to be paying attention to the Democratic primaries. So let's go over to elections. 2008 primary election, Democratic primary, and week 7. President, primary results. Is there supposed to be a primary? What happens to the primary? Federal? What's going on here? Oh, is this a bug in the political process? What's going on? Unless it doesn't realize that there is supposed to be an election in the year 2008. Running elections. Unless it's realizing that there's not even an election that was held. Oh god, am I stuck on here? Uh-oh. Yeah, I think... Banned from clicking the buttons, yeah. I think I'm gonna have to restart this political process, because it's trying to process that there's an election going on, but there's no election going on. Yeah, this is stuck. I'm gonna have to, let's go ahead and restart this. Yeah, I know. Just getting a couple of things done here. I keep messing up. Okay. So, I know you guys cannot see this, so I'm gonna go ahead and bring the game back. New game. Load. So, advanced. We're gonna go to Mayor. We're gonna click Rhode Island. Newport County. We're gonna call the city Quahog. Quah. That's just the Quah in there. And instead of going through, I'm just literally gonna select all. Oh, I didn't mean to click the Progressive Democrats, but we're a Progressive Democrat now. So let's go to politicians, president, elections. So 2012 elections. And we're going to be starting out of the year 2015 this time. Policy, history, same history, still shot 2 people. That unarmed people, actually. And then let's go ahead and create that city budget again. We're going to run for re-election as mayor of Quahog. And create the city budget. Let's go ahead and create that tax again. I'm gonna do 0.5%. Actually, 0.25%. 1%. and 1.5%. And then we're going to reduce deductions. Standard deduction is going to be 500, and then personal exemption is going to be 1,000. If you're so interested in politics, why don't you be one? Are you talking to... are you asking me? I mean, are you asking if I want to do something like that? I have thought about it. It's kind of... The thing about me is that I'm not great with people. I basically kind of don't... Oh, I mean, I think that's why it actually bugged out. It was because of the, because I kind of went into advanced options. I mean, the beta is already kind of weird in a way already, so that's probably why it happened. But anyway, I'm not the best with people, I guess. I mean, I'm just not the most social. So it's kind of difficult for me to do that. I mean, I would love to, hey, what's going on, Luke? Welcome to the live stream. Do you know how much work it is? It's a lot of work. I would love to be, like, behind the scenes, I guess. I would love to work on a campaign. I would love to work on something, you know, because I want to go to college to study political science and history. I think that's what I'm getting ready to do. Probably will change in the future. I mean, still kind of looking at it. But the thing is I don't know. I've thought about it and I've considered it. And, I mean, it still might happen. I mean, if that's what it comes down to and I do end up running for office, cool. Hell yeah. That's going to be awesome. But at least right now, I don't feel like I can actually run. I just don't have the resources. I don't have the connections. I don't have a lot of that stuff that a lot of people do in order to run for office. But I have considered it, and it may be like a decade or two down the line, I could, because I mean, this interest in politics is something that I've had an interest in all my life, and politics is definitely something that I do want to go into. It just might not be running for office. J Aviation, welcome to the live stream. Gabe Vogel says go to business school so you can make economic guides for a living. Hell yeah, I can actually do that. Let's go ahead and do this alcohol tax at $1. $2 million off of that. And then let's go over to social services. And we'll go ahead and give funding for social services. Do that at $1 million. Let's go ahead and submit that budget over to the city council, and then let's say yes to running for re-election for mayor of Quahog. Promises, increase the minimum wage, and then reduce poverty, and we will reduce crime. And then we're going to be doing a poll just to make sure. We're going to be donating some about $500,000 into this campaign from our own personal funds. Voter intention, let's say, actually, yes. Let's go over to finance, donate personal funds. We're gonna do $500,000. And voter intention, priorities, and an economy, education, and taxes. So we're gonna do, so apparently we're unopposed right now. Yeah, we are unopposed in the primary field, and we are only running against Alec McDougals. McDougals? McDougals. You have to start early so you can have the most experience. Yeah. Which I am getting my feet into the water. I was actually contacted by my local Republican Party, and I'm going to be a photographer for them, and that should get my feet into the water for something that I have long wanted to get into. So the polls are weird in the beta. Yeah, I would bet. But again, I am sort of getting my feet into the water, as I am now sort of volunteering as a photographer for my local Republican Party. So I hopefully that will kind of get my toes into the water. Don't know how many times I've said something about my feet in the water, but oh well. Let's see. Oh, yep, guy already lost. Social Security is unnecessary. This is a death sentence view in the political process. This every single time you can just easily beat someone because they are against Social Security. So this guy will not be winning in this election. Let's say supports 3-2. Alcohol tax passes 5-0. And then social services. Then let's see. Will Gardner is the president of the United States. And then let's do elections. Go to city council. Thoughts on Lisa Murkowski? Kind of mixed. I mean, I don't really hold a lot of those Republicans that a lot of people are, getting issues with because they're whether, pro or against Trump. I believe that every person does what they believe is right, and I don't necessarily hold it against them for doing. That's what people like Mitt Romney, Lisa Murkowski, Susan Collins, even Joe Manchin, I mean, they do what they believe is right. They're not really going by party politics, they're going by what they believe is the correct course of action in that specific moment of time. So, we have does Rhode Island have a governor's election in 2016? Or when is their, we're gonna look, Rhode Island election. Wait, no, not election, gubernatorial election. So, okay, so their next gubernatorial election is going to be in 2018, so we are about 2 years away from any serious statewide election, but I believe that they do have a Senate election in 2016. 2014. Why are there so many politicians in CPP against Social Security, and how did they get 40% of the vote even in a Democratic primary? I don't know. That is something that we do not know. Fundraising, let's go ahead and just fundraise a living hell out of this. We don't need to do that much door knocking because we already have that support. Let's go ahead and do 70% fundraising, 24%. Actually, 25% phone banking, and 5% door knocking. Then, yep, that'll get us about $2,000 every turn. Let's do a rally. 72% of the independents already like me. And do a TV interview. Adam West. Alright, 6,000 votes for Adam West and 5,500 for Alec McDougall's. McDougal's. How long have you had this channel? I've had the channel since 2011, so this channel is about 10 years old now. At the moment that I created this channel. However, from 2011 to 2015, I didn't really touch this channel. I just kind of I didn't really have a content thing because there was something that I was planning for it. I was one of those Halo Reach players playing Halo Reach at the time. I wanted to make some machinimas for Halo Reach, and there was one series that I was thinking about doing, and I wanted to do it, but it never came around to fruition. But around 2015, I made a video about Power and Revolution Geopolitical Simulator 4, making a video for the release of that video, because I made a couple of videos before, and that was the first video that I made that actually took off. So I realized, oh my god, there's a content base behind Power and Revolution. So whenever Power and Revolution came out, I got my hands on it, and then I started making content for Power and Revolution. That content started to take off after I started making the Republic of Turkey series, which honestly, just thinking about it, I mean, the mic quality, some of the things about it, I really didn't like. Looking back on it, but that was the time where I actually was just like, this is doable. I mean, this is content, I guess. And then just ever since then, I've just kind of made recurring series where, I mean, there was Kazakhstan after that, and then I made Russia. The United States was the very, very first one that started to take off. Let's go ahead and hit continue. We have a slightly larger base of supporters than our opponent, but if we want the guarantee of victory, we'll have to keep voter enthusiasm high. If voter enthusiasm is low, it could decrease voter turnout. So we do need to run some campaigns against the guy in office. Not in office, but the guy who is running against us. We're going to try to get 1,000 people to turn out for us in this election. Meanwhile, I started in the forums. Reason I started making YouTube was because of Corbin Reardon's and PG series, so I decided to do the same with smaller countries. Rip the GPS forum. Absolutely rip in peace the forum for GPS 4. Miss that thing so much. I think we're trying to bring it back. I mean, there's a plan for it to come back. I need to get back with the guy who owned the forums before, because he actually told me that he wants to bring it back. Go ahead and contact all of the organizations. Television ad. We're gonna do $80,000 into raising minimum wage. People actually like that. We actually might get a lot of Republican votes in this go around. Let's do a sample size of 1,000 people. Voter intention, and Adam. Wow, it is a dead split right now. Dead split. We're gonna be doing some campaign ads against our opponents. How's Quahog so raises the minimum wage? Hey, let's go ahead and support that and sign that into law. Maybe that'll help us. You have doing a campaign promise, constituent request to increase the minimum wage, so that should help us out in the election. Good thing we are doing these rallies, because we might not win this election. After we committed a manslaughter, I mean, I would figure why we wouldn't win. Let's do $100,000 into Social Security. Voter enthusiasm has to be high, so that is why we are losing right now. Can we conduct another poll? Adam West, 51 to 49. These establishes an assault weapon ban by a Republican? It was unanimous by the city council. So even if we oppose it, we actually the city council will override our veto. So just because I know it's gonna pass anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and sign it into law. Create legislation, poverty. And do some more fundraising. Express a commitment on party values and push toward the agenda. Advocate for moderate principles of compromise and bipartisanship. The best way to move forward is to work together. We're gonna lose. Attack your opponent's record and policies. We could actually do that. Because there's a lot of things that actually he does not have. AG7 says, hi, I can only stay on for a few minutes. Welcome to the stream. Stream's video appears to be seconds after the stream's audio. It is on low latency. So I apologize for that. So I'll have to figure out. Maybe it's because I don't know. Maybe it's because of a. It says my dropped frames on OBS is 60%. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it. Okay, let's do a last minute hurrah. We're gonna do voter intention, see where we're at right now, 50.7 to 49.3. We're going to say we support Social Security. We're gonna do $150,000 into that. Actually, we're gonna do $100,000 into Social Security. Raises our voter enthusiasm. We are going to attack. We're going to attack our opponent on his platforms for Social Security. We're going to do an attack ad. We're going to go over to poverty. We're going to attack his position on Social Security. We're going to invest $150,000 into that attack ad. We're going to do another poll. And it looks like it's going to be a close election. All right, do one last rally. Alright, let's see where this goes. We're basically out of money right now. Poll data. And let's say let's invest the last of our money into Social Security ads. Alright, let's do it. Adam West wins the election. That sucks that there was no election night thing. You can't actually see that in the you can't see that in the beta, so that's unfortunate that we didn't get to see that. Would have been a nail biter watching that thing. Make a power and revolution when you determine power of Congress and become a dictator and do it with reform to get it passed. Hey, good idea. Good old Joe Biden will become dictator of the United States. So let's go over to here, and our election was actually unopposed in our district. Florida Duke became. Did we? Neither party gained seats. the party gained seats. So, I mean, wasn't there like 4-1 in a previous election? Maybe. I gotta go. Epic Idiot, thank you so much for joining us here on this live stream. Thoughts on gun control? I don't think gun control works, and I believe that everyone has the right to bear arms, as the Second Amendment does say. So I do believe that that was made clear by the founding fathers. So I do believe that we have the right to bear arms. Thank you. You are a worthy opponent. I'm gonna go ahead and go to the next year, and that is the beginning of our 4-year term. Populism is based. I agree. I do believe that populism and, to some certain extent, the nationalism are pretty based. I guess I'll say based, unironically. People try to make populism and nationalism sound worse than they actually are, even though a lot of them practice and talk about nationalistic policies, but then also trash nationalism and populism, even though that's basically what they are. Because a lot of people, I mean, populism, for example, they basically, a lot of people believe that there are elites that have more control over the aspects of public life than a lot of them are comfortable with. So populism is basically saying that you are against the established order and that you are against elite groups having control over those aspects of life. So a lot of people, maybe 70-80% of the current electorate practices some sort of populism in one way or another. So year 2016, we're gonna go ahead and go up to the presidential election. We're gonna create the next city budget, and then we're gonna go through the 2016 election. And I want to watch the presidential election. We're gonna see like what the Senate looks like, what the House looks like, including the state House and state Senate. Most likely they're going to be Democratic whenever it comes to the state level, but I do want to see what happens on the federal level. Do you think there should be campaign finance reform to prevent corruption? I used to not think so in the previous... I used to not think so, but kind of seeing where everything is going now, I do believe that there should be some sort of campaign finance reform. I mean, basically, companies in the previous election, 2016, they basically said, okay, like, I mean, they were kind of evenly split. Some of them didn't want to support Trump because they didn't want to be seen, you know, as racist, as sexist, or whatever the heck they were calling people back in 2016 and in 2020 to a lesser extent. Meeting with Fire Chief. Let's go over this and I'll go on. Nothing to report. Everything is well. Crime has increased by 0.3%. Maybe we can give a little bit more funding to the police department. Good old Chief Joe Swanson. Hello, Mayor. I can report that 68% of the roads are in good condition. You could consider creating a gasoline tax or a wheel tax to help fund roads. We could actually consider that in the next city budget. 124 inmates at a cost of $4.1 million, 0 recidivism programs, and then increasing the number of rehabilitation programs. I've been looking over the data, and it appears that Quahog has over approximately 113 homeless individuals. Of those, 100% report having access to some form of shelter. Homelessness has decreased by 11% in the previous year, so that is awesome. Mayor West, it's a pleasure to see you. The Parks and Rec program is doing well. I will look forward to your continued support. And city law is going into effect this year. Income tax, alcohol tax, school property tax goes up from 1.49% to 1.66%. Social services program gets established. Minimum wage goes up from $7.25 to $10 an hour. And then there is an assault gun ban in the city of Quahog. Again, I did not want that to go through. I would have opposed it if I was able to, but it did get 5-0 in the city council, so they would have overridden my veto, even if I did veto it in the first place. From what I've seen, left-wing populists have a different definition of what an elite is compared to what the right-wing populists believe what an elite is. See, yeah, I've actually noticed that too. Left-wing people and right-wing people actually do have a very opposing view whenever it comes to who the elite is, who they are fighting against. So again, they practice some sort of populism, but they disagree on that aspect. And that's actually a very dangerous thing to happen whenever they believe in the same thing, but then disagree on who that established order is. That can become very dangerous down the road. So this decade is going to be, I wouldn't say fun. I'm going to say fun in a very careful term, because, again, that could lead somewhere where we really don't want it to. Man, I really hope I don't get, like, my channel destroyed just because I'm talking about these topics, because I'm trying to tread lightly. I'm not trying to talk, like, I'm not trying to say, like, you know, this is gonna happen. I'm basically saying, like, if this is where we're going, this might happen. So, and, I mean, I'm self-censoring, I guess. Not really self-censoring. I'm just kind of, like, trying to tread lightly where I'm talking. Because I don't want my words to be taken out of context in the future, somewhere down the line. I study history a lot, and I've seen this happen in history over and over and over and over and over again. So this is just the cycle that humanity goes through, and that it's just happening again because history repeats itself whenever you don't know history. So it's gonna be fun. Anyway, let's go ahead and go through this year. Let's go to the city budget, and we have a $21 million surplus, nearly $22 million surplus. We can actually afford to lower the city property tax to 1.7%. Let's go ahead and do a gasoline tax. Excuse me if you could hear that. Roadway trust fund actually would get funded. So let's do 20 cents on the gasoline tax. Could Ted Cruz lose his Senate seat in 2024? Possibly, just depending. Texas is going to be a real fun one. Texas is definitely going to be a toss-up in 2024. Do you think big tech is a monopoly? Yes, absolutely. I didn't think so a couple of years ago, but 2020 really showed that there is a monopoly right now as we speak. GAFA, known as Google, Amazon, Facebook, and Apple, they're textbook examples of monopolies. So honestly, my opinion, we need to go full Teddy Roosevelt on the monopolies. So we need some, because the antitrust legislation that we have been going off of to prevent monopolies is not updated. We have not updated our antitrust laws in over 100 years. So I believe that there is a monopoly. GAFA is a complete solid example of what a monopoly is, and if you kind of disagree with that, I'm sorry. But yeah, I absolutely do believe that big tech right now is a monopoly, textbook example of what a monopoly is, and we have not done anything about it. Again, we just need to go full Teddy Roosevelt on them and break up the monopolies. My dad always tells me history doesn't repeat itself, it just rhymes. Yeah, I could actually agree with that. I mean, it's not going to be the exact same. Obviously, we're not going to have, it's just kind of like painted over. History just paints over itself every now and then it's just rhymes, I guess. Yeah, I mean, that's a very good analogy. Do you think there should be some anti-monopoly government regulation, or do we want to let the free market decide? Just as I said, full Teddy Roosevelt on the monopolies to prevent them from coming up again I mean, if it takes us another 100 years to realize what a monopoly is, then, I mean, that kind of the next 100 years. Parks and Rec. Let's do $200,000 into that, and we actually have $25 million because we have the roadway trust fund that gives our money, kind of like saves us the discretionary funding that we were giving the roadway trust funds. So how much are you asking for? $31 million into the police expenditure and fully fund our police force. $32 million. That leaves us $16 million. Then Central Dispatch. Police Intelligence. Let's give $500,000 additional Police Intelligence Agency. Public Safety. Let's do full funding to emergency management operations. And let's go ahead and submit that budget to the city council, and they should be able to make a decision by the end of the year. I'm wondering how in practice, how that is going to work in practice. Yeah, I agree. Do you think there should be some anti-monopoly? Oh, I read that and answered that. Let's go over to the next day. City Council approves of my property tax reduction, and then approves the gasoline tax to 20 cents. So that means that our city budget basically will be funded, and we do have some additional funds in the next year once we do implement that law. I find it interesting how Mitch McConnell can stand up straight without a spine. That's funny. I agree. I feel both parties at large are against that type of thing unless it doesn't befit them. Yeah, that's the other thing. I do believe that it kind of sucks that both parties, especially right now, and I actually saw a question about this earlier, and once we need to get through this year because I need to end this live stream. So let's watch the primaries. Let's go to federal. And look at this. I love this. Should have been watching this instead of talking the entire time. But we can see that good old Mrs. Strange, Holly Strange, and her vice presidential nominee. So the Democratic presidential nominee has been selected, and Holly Strange wins. Primary will occur on the 18th. So we can see that Holly Strange basically sweeped Super Tuesday, and that basically got... So it looks like people are still on the ballot as the primaries are coming to a head. Holly Strange basically won all 300 delegates out of the state of Florida. Ohio seemed to have happened. No primary yet. The primary will occur on the 18th. 18. So Rhode Island results, 97,000 people. Looks like Holly Strange gets all 41 delegates out of the state of Rhode Island. And we have, again, selected our Democratic nominee. Polls are inaccurate in this beta. Yeah, I would bet. Alright, and the United States has selected their nominee. Only 3 states voted against Holly Strange, but it was a clean sweep. Look at that, 4,228 delegates given over to Holly Strange after the convention. So let's continue on. Looks like we do not have a Senate election this year. Al Rosenberg seems to have been elected as the at-large representative for the state of Rhode Island, and then he is going to be running against Heather Moreno. $10 is $12. Let's go ahead and support that law. Presidential debates. City budget process has ended. We're going to go ahead and go to week 1 of the next year, and we're going to go ahead and cut this live stream off. Dexter, hey PG, this is my first live. Thank you so much for joining us. Sorry that you're kind of joining us at the end of this live stream, but definitely do welcome to the channel. If you guys are watching this right now, leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new. If you have if you like more political process content, do leave a comment down below telling me what you want me to play as in the future. 44, and then 45. Let's go ahead and watch the presidential election. Holly Strange, and we can already tell. Oh, Holly Strange is gonna lose this. She already lost Virginia. That's not supposed to happen. Not supposed to happen. She lost Ohio. She lost Pennsylvania. Yep, this is going to be a clean sweep for the Republicans, and Wisconsin might throw them over the top. Yep, Wisconsin throws Catesby over the top, and we have a Republican president. 324 electoral votes. Look at that popular vote margin right there, 66.5 million to 66.4 million. That is a margin of less than 100,000 votes. Wow, that is quite the map. The Republican even won New Hampshire, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Michigan, Virginia, North Carolina, Florida, Arizona. Looks like Colorado is a little fixed in this one, in the beta, but Virginia seems to be still leaning a lot toward the Republicans. He should have gotten primaried in 2020. Vote margin in this election, 50-50, literally split right down the middle, separated by 100,000 votes. Looks like the independents sort of decided this election, because he actually won more independent. More Democrats actually voted than Republicans. It's interesting that the Democrat lost, but the Republican won with less party line votes than the opponent, than the losing candidate. Let's go ahead and look at the results in Pennsylvania. So it looks like more Republicans turned out. There was a significant drop in turnout. Interesting. See what happened in the split states of Maine and Nebraska. Looks like that Holly Strange only got 1 electoral vote out of the state of Nebraska, and then in the state of Maine, she only got 1 electoral vote out of the state of Maine. So, did not decide this election. This election was more of a landslide for the Republican candidate. Usually don't see those. Sometimes you see those, sometimes you don't. Then, do have a Democratic senator Well, actually, that's 2014. We did not have a Senate election. We actually will see that in the year 2018. Let's go ahead and look. Al Rosenberg wins his District 1 seat, the at-large seat for the state of Rhode Island. And let's go ahead and see Republicans gain 7 seats out of this election, 234 seats to 201 for the Democrats. And then let's look at the Senate. Republicans gain 1 seat in the state of Wisconsin. So Republicans do have a massive majority right now in the... That was the only flip. Republicans do have 55 seats to 45 seats. They have a very firm grasp over the House of Representatives and the United States Senate. Not really, well, I mean, not really firm. Similar to the majority that the Democrats had between 2018 and 2020 before they lost that. Not really lost the majority, but they lost a significant amount. Is the smallest party line difference in more than 60 years. And then state, Republicans gained 4 seats. So this is not necessarily a Republican wave, but I mean, Republicans did pretty well on a state and local level and federal level. Yeah, wow, look at that. 5 seats in the state Senate. Wow. Governor, we did not have a governor's race, so that will be decided in 2018. But I'm gonna go ahead and leave this live stream right here. So guys, if you guys like this, go ahead, leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new. If you have not joined the Discord, go ahead and join the Discord that the Nightbot is suggesting that you guys do. Join the Discord and discuss politics in my Discord channel. So please go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you are new. If you want to see more political process, do leave a like on this video. And I will see you guys in the Discord. So everyone, thank you guys so much for watching this little a little bit of a fun one. I actually kind of got more into the politics of it instead of actually talking about how I was playing as Adam West. But hopefully, I mean, if you guys want to see Adam West run for governor, which I could actually do. I would actually love to run for governor of the state of Rhode Island, or senator. We could run for governor or senator. We'll actually decide that in the next one. So guys, if you guys like this, leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you guys so much for watching, and take care.